So today's session is about the US visa process. Now we are in the month of April already, and for people who are going for the fall semester, this is a very critical time right now. April, May, June and July, especially May and June are critical months for your visas to be taking place. And one of the major reasons, like if you look at the process completely, is that you cannot go for your visa interview 120 days prior to the start of college. Like for example, 120 days is roughly equal to 4 months. So if your college, for example, is starting on 20 August, okay, if you calculate 4 months, it goes to April. 20 April, actually 4 months, but if you count exact 120 days, that's roughly around 23rd of April, because there are 2 months with 31 days in between. So after 23rd April, basically you can go any day for the visa interview. So that is the reason to start planning your visa 3 to 4 months prior to the start of college. That makes sense and that helps you a lot. In fact, the waiting period for visa interview nowadays is around 30 to 40 days, and that is once you fill up the forms, post without any I-20. Okay, there are several myths and rumors going around which go around every time that I filled my visa form without an I-20, I booked the date and then I put in my I-20 details by leaving the form unsubmitted, etc, etc, etc. It's impossible to do that. Let me be very clear. There are 3 different forms that need to be filled for you to book your visa date or for you to complete the formality. The first one is a DS-160 form, wherein again your I-20 details, your personal details, your professional details, your educational details all are required. Second is the main visa appointment form, wherein again your personal details, some of them like date of birth, etc, and the I-20 details are required. And what happens is, after you fill up that form, an invoice is generated of $160, that is roughly equal to 10,880 rupees as of now. You need to pay that fee at Axis Bank, and once you pay the fee at Axis Bank, in the next 4 to 5 hours, the link is activated through which you can book your date. And the third form is a service form, wherein you need to pay $200 as service fee by using a credit card or a debit card. All the 3 forms that I just mentioned, all of them require your I-20 details. So I can't imagine a place where you just don't fill in the details and then you can book your date. Okay, so please keep this in mind. You can't book your dates without the I-20. Nextly, once you fill up the forms, you pay the Axis Bank fee, you book your date. You can book your date 4 to 5 hours later, as I said. Once you book the date, start preparing well for your interview. Okay, prepare well. The main thing is be honest, be truthful, say the truth during your visa interview. This helps a lot. There are many times when family and friends recommend that if you have family or someone in the US, please mention no, you don't have family in the US. No, that's not required. If you generally have family, immediate family members or even distant family members like cousins, uncles, etc., please mention it. There is no problem in that. The visa officer doesn't look at it in a prejudiced manner that he has family or she has family, so they will not come back. So please don't do that. Okay. The next part here is that another thing is, there will be people who will be telling you that regarding future plans, don't say that you want to work in the US, you want to utilize your CPT, OPT, etc. That is no problem. You can always mention that you would like to utilize your CPT or you would like to utilize some part of your OPT or your OPT, take up some experience and then see about the future. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. What the visa officers are looking for is that you are not misusing the student visa. The CPT and OPT is a part of your student visa. Actually, it's a part of your student visa. It's not a part of your work visa, it's part of your student visa. So utilizing CPT, OPT, by doing that, you are not violating a student visa. Okay, certain factors by which you are violating your student visa are working off campus. Okay, you are not allowed to work off campus. You are allowed to work on campus, that to 20 hours per week. And in case of internships, officially when the timeline is allowed, as per the university permission, you are allowed to work on internships. So these are officially allowed. Off-campus jobs are not allowed ever in your entire curriculum. So the point is, these are the things that violate a student visa, and they are looking, or the visa officers are looking for things which would not violate the student visa code. Basically, that's the point. These are the things that you need to take care of during a student visa interview. Whatever you have done, whatever projects you have done, what's your GRE score, what's your academic score, be clear with your answers. No need to be behind the bush and just randomly say things which are not required. Be up to the point. Like, for example, what's a GPA? So You don't need to say that my university follows a CGP or a percentage system and I have a 7.5 on 10, I have a 65%. Whenever they ask you what's a GPA, if your university follows a 10 GPA system, just answer that my GPA is 7.5 on 10. That's it. No need to say that my university follows a CGPA or SGPA system. No. What is GPA? I have a 65% aggregate for 4 years. That's it. Keep it as simple as possible. That helps a lot. That you can avoid confusion during the visa interview if you follow this. Okay. Be well prepared for your visa interview. Next, when we talk about the finances involved for the visa interview, generally what they're looking for is your I-20 has a value. Your I-20 has a value of tuition plus living estimated for 1 year. Some I-20s cover the insurance part as well. But whatever it is for 1 year. Ideally, your course, let me assume that a course right now is for 2 years, officially. Okay, it's all officially 2 years. It should not be like the course is of 2 years, but I can finish in 1.5 years. No. The course is officially of 2 years. So ideally the visa officers are looking for you to be capable or your sponsors to be capable to sponsor you for the entire duration of 2 years and not 1.5 years. If your course is officially for 1.5 years, then fine, it should be 1.5 years. Or if your course is officially for 1 year, then fine, 1 year. But mostly, more often than not, your courses are officially for 2 years. Whatever it is given an I-20. Go by the I-20, that will help you a lot. Okay, so they are looking, with regards to finances, they are looking for you to have liquid assets equivalent to 2 years of funding available. These can include things like the savings, FD, provident funds, public provident funds, mutual funds, shares, etc. These can include education loan as well. There is no harm in that. They can actually include education loan as well. You just have to be prepared to answer questions as to how are you going to repay the loan, etc. That's it. Or who is going to guarantee or who's being the guarantor for your loan, etc. But there's no harm in taking an education loan for visa interview. Rest, other assets again, savings, FD, PF, PPF, etc. can be used for your visa interview process. And again, with regards to the sponsors you have, the sponsors need to have a stable or a good income, because generally, if you use a practical logic, the sponsor should have income good enough to take care of your education expenses plus to take care of a family that is dependent on them. If that is covered through the income, nothing like it, it's all good to go. There is no problem. Okay, so net, if you look at it, if we look at the visa process, one is prepare well. Start preparing 3 to 4 months prior to the start of your college. The later you do, the dates will be full. As I said, currently the waiting period is around 30 to 40 days. In fact, the first week of June dates are available. So it's almost a 40-day waiting period right now. Secondly, for finances, prepare well. Ideally, prepare for finances for your entire length of the course officially given by the university, not assumed by you. Okay. And nextly, beware of myths like if your family is in the US, don't mention, or regarding your future plans, don't mention that you want to work in the US or anything. No. Or don't mention that you will work in OPT or CPT. No. You can easily mention that. That is no problem. That is officially allowed for you to do. And some people say that don't mention about research work that you have to do under a professor. The point here is that the research work that you wish to do under the professor, you must have actually done some R&D from your end on it, and you would have come to a conclusion that XYZ professor at XYZ university is doing quite good and I would like to work under him. Again, there is no harm in saying that, because that actually shows that you are a genuine student. You are actually a genuine student who is looking for a good curriculum with good research projects under some professor about whom you have researched. So this shows your genuinity as a student, and this would obviously help your case. Okay. So bottom line, a couple of things, like few things that you need to take care of. One is prepare early. Second is be honest, be truthful about your answers. And thirdly is prepare well. Prepare the basic parts well, like your curriculum, your course, your projects, etc. What you have done under that, as well as what you are going to do in your master's curriculum over there. If you can register or sign up or subscribe on this, you can get newsletters from our end regularly with daily regular updates as to what is happening and what is not happening. And